Welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Branson Quirk.
And I'm Babcock.
How's your day going?
It's going good. It's going good.
Well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you get to the end of the week, man, we were here early, long days. You get kind of tired, but yeah.
And the past couple of weeks have just been really chaotic for everybody as we've been really hyper-focused on the Nancy Guthrie story. It slowed down a little bit this week.
Yeah.
But today, there's kind of a potential breakthrough that authorities could use for their investigation. There's new ring cam footage from not right outside the home of Nancy Guthrie, about 7 minutes away from the home.
Right. 2.5 miles.
2.5 miles. And this is footage from February 1st, the same morning when Nancy Guthrie was taken. And there's a whole night of footage. And we have the footage. We'll bring it up for you right now. Fox News, courtesy to them, provided this. This is between midnight and 6 a.m. And we believe that Nancy Guthrie, according to the timeline the authorities have given, that she was taken from her home around 1:30 to 2:30. We know her pacemaker stopped working around that time. Disconnected, I guess you'd say. Not stopped working, but disconnected. Now, this is a whole night of footage. And there is a portion of this footage where it is around that time. So you see these cars going back or going by.
So presumably, Brent, and obviously we're not saying that this is the case, but it is possible that one of these cars could be the abductors, could actually contain Nancy Guthrie in it.
Right, exactly. Right? Because this area, if you know where Nancy Guthrie lived, and we did study that area, it wasn't remote in a sense, but it was remote. The neighbors were far apart from each other. You know, countryside.
Right. This is not Manhattan or Los Angeles in that where you have people living on top of each other. These are very spread out homes in many cases.
Right.
And because of that, not saying, and the people, and I think Branson will probably get into this, not saying that it's unusual that cars drive by at night. Nobody's saying that. But bottom line is, you could absolutely see the person who had Nancy driving by this person's house. Right.
And just looking at this footage from my first watch, I can tell by some of these cars what brand they are, what year they are. I could do research very quickly. So this really might help.
Okay, because I was going to say, you look at it and obviously, as far as making out license plates or even the people driving or occupying the car.
Tough.
I don't see that. But I think, like, to your point, though, Branson, you can make out the car. That could, especially if they've got other leads, perhaps this helps them put together a picture of what happened. This could be of some evidentiary value.
Right. And like I said, some of the traffic occurred around 2:30 a.m., close to the time authorities say the 84-year-old's pacemaker last synced with her iPhone. That doesn't mean that her pacemaker stopped working. It just means that it disconnected.
Right.
People have a misconception that her pacemaker stopped working to help her stay alive and help her. But no, just
like one of those deals where it's like connected to your phone and if you're taken away from your phone, like say Bluetooth, then obviously that
like an Apple Watch.
Right.
Like an Apple Watch.
Watch still working, but not connected.
Exactly. One vehicle was recorded at approximately 2:36 a.m., about 8 minutes after the final pacemaker, sync. According to the sheriff's timeline, the homeowners that own this ring camera footage were kind of shocked because the FBI never came and surveyed their neighborhood.
Oh, wow. Really? So they didn't have this until...
Did not.
Now, we presume. Interesting.
Yeah, they did not have any of this footage that we know of. I don't know if they were able to access through the ring company the footage in all areas because, I mean, we saw that Super Bowl commercial where ring cameras all work together where they can now technically access all of it. That's kind of scary.
Right. There were some actually privacy concerns with that after that commercial aired.
Exactly.
Wow. It's hard. There have been a lot of accusations directed at the police here, the sheriff and the FBI.
Right.
Basically accusing them of botching this investigation. I'm not saying they have, but for the people who do feel like that, I think they hear something like that, Branson, and they say, how did you not go around to all of the houses in the neighborhood and ask everyone for video on the chance that they do have something like this?
Right. And I mean, the FBI, who has worked on some of the most notorious cases in history.
Right. This is their bread and butter.
I find it just wild to me that the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation of America, is stumped by this case of an 84-year-old woman being taken from her home in small town Arizona.
I am shocked. Can you imagine that 26? Did you ever think in your mind when we found out that Sunday or Monday that Nancy Guthrie had been taken, that 26 days later, we would be right here and nothing, as far as we know, not a suspect. I mean, gosh, an arrest. I mean, it's crazy. And I'm not saying they've done a bad job. Some cases are just very hard to crack, but I did not think with all of the attention and resources that this case has that we would be here at this time and an 84-year-old woman still missing.
Right. I mean, oh, by the way, move your microphone a little more close in front of you. I didn't even notice that. So you got to make sure you guys aren't hearing Mike.
Usually I'm
you're
screaming,
good.
but
you're all good. No. Your volume's great. Thanks, Mike. Real quick, I mean, you said that you're not saying that they've botched this investigation, but looking at the facts here, you look at the sheriff's department, you look at the FBI, you've seen movies where the FBI shows up and then it's a fight over ego. It's who knows more, who knows the best route.
It's a you-know-what measuring contest, and where, you're not going to come in and Bigfoot us. A lot of times I think the local cops, the officials feel that way, like the big bad FBI comes into town. And it seems like, Brenton, from things we've heard, arguing over where the evidence was going to be sent and which lab was going to test it. And it does feel like that has been happening here to some degree.
Why can't we all just work together and do everything?
Right. Think about the woman that's 84 and missing. Exactly.
Why does it have to be this lab, that lab? Why can't it just be we send it to all the labs and everyone looks at it?
The reality is, if they find her, and this has a happy ending, and I know that it feels less and less likely that's possible as the days go on, but everybody wins then. No one's going to say, oh, credit the FBI, but the Pima County Sheriff sucks. Like, no, everyone gets credit. It's everyone's win, and it's certainly a win for the Guthrie family. So
Right. I mean, again, this is new footage, guys. This is never before seen footage. This is not something that they've had for a while, and we're now seeing it now. This is, allegedly, is footage that they are now probably actively investigating, because there's a lot here. I mean, they took a lot from the video with the holster in front, from the backpack to the clothes he was wearing to the features. I mean, you've got 12 cars here. I will say, for the innocent people, if these are all just innocent people, I mean, not a great time to be driving.
Right. It's just bad. It's bad luck. Right. And then obviously they'll, if the cops find them, they'll be cleared then, and they'll go on with their lives. But every time, Branson, where we've had something that felt like it could be big, the doorbell camera that we saw at first, okay, finally we've got an image of this person. This is going to be what leads us to the captors. No, the glove, there's DNA in there. They test it. It doesn't go back to anybody that's on the record. And every time you feel like you have something, it falls flat. And hopefully this is not that.
The thing is, you're talking about the DNA testing. It came back nothing. 27 million offenders that were in the database. So this person either has not committed a crime before, has not been arrested for committing a crime at least, or booked before with fingerprints and everything. Or they're outside the country. I'm sure they're looking at that in terms of, I don't know how Mexico works with authorities here, if they're able to provide.
Question. I
don't know if they've crossed that line.
I wonder if they have a database. Maybe they don't even have one, but maybe they do, and maybe that's an avenue.
I mean, seeing what was going down in Puerto Vallarta, I don't know what the level of authority is like that over there, but I saw something interesting that Ancestry.com, because they're looking at genealogy testing as well, but I don't know if it was in our story, we did put it out there. It was that Ancestry.com doesn't work with authorities.
No, 23andMe either.
No.
Right, because they feel like there are real big privacy issues. Where you're a customer, and I've done one of those before. You're a customer, and you send them your DNA, and I think they're concerned that people might not buy their service if they thought they were giving information to cops. I mean,
that's true.
Right. I guess if you're not committing crimes, it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of people who are distrusting of law enforcement, and because of that, the reality, you've got dozens of companies that do genealogy testing, but the major ones don't play along with the police here.
And the fact that it says they're looking at smaller genealogy companies, it's like, you're not going to find anything there.
The odds, it's a Hail Mary.
That is a 12-leg parlay right there.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
And look, sometimes it hits, so I guess you try, because what else can you do?
Try everything.
Right. But I'm with you. It's so far-fetched to think it.
There is, the sheriff's department did say that typically in investigations like this where things go cold for a while, around 4 to 5 months later, there starts to be other clues possibly where this perpetrator, someone close to the perpetrator may mess up, may say something, someone that knows something. Even the perpetrator, they said, could start alluding to brag about it. They could start saying things like I know where she is. Someone joking about it. You never know. Clues start to come up, and that's where, like, when you watch these Netflix documentaries, Dateline and all that. Oh yeah. That's where they find out eventually. And Chris Nanos, the sheriff, said it could take years, it could take months, it could take an hour from now. But
I remember it's a completely different story, obviously in a different situation. But I remember we did this big story after Kobe Bryant died, and how some of the LA County Sheriff's deputies had taken these grisly photos of the scene. Yeah, and Branson, they were in a bar bragging, trying to pick up women using these photos, and that's how these guys end up getting caught. So you never know. Some people just talk by nature, I think, and that's what I hope they find her today. But if that's ultimately what it takes, then I guess better late than never.
Yeah. Well, think about it this way too. Whoever did this guy, I don't know if he's a loner or not. Yeah. If he's not, I mean, it's a probability that he does know people, has family. They're going to notice this guy was missing for X amount of time. They're going to notice, where's the guy that was walking his dog down the road? Where's that guy that used to show up to the bagel shop this every morning? What happened to him?
It can kind of be like
similar build.
Yeah, it can be like not necessarily what you see, like what you don't see. If there was somebody who had a routine, like you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the point. That's where they're at. Those are the kind of things they've got to look at this point, because the hard evidence is just not there.
Guys, I also think that whoever did this is a tech wizard too. Like, especially now, like look at the video that we have today. Yeah, video everywhere. So the fact that somebody can just disappear like that
to avoid it
is insane, especially nowadays with all the technology we have. So this guy also must be very well aware. Right.
Maybe though. That's the thing. Sometimes things just play out very simply. You know what? Not that's what happened.
You know what confuses me so much is that I can't decide if this person is a pro and knew exactly what they were doing or not, because when you walk up and remember they found the brush on the side of the walkway to cover the camera.
That alone tells me this person did not know what they were doing. And it's possible this person also came, I forgot to mention this, that they had come to the home possibly many times before this. There's a photo of him without the backpack on at the door, and the FBI hasn't confirmed or denied that it's before that, but they also have not confirmed that it's also from that day that it happened. So this guy may have visited before, which would be completely odd to me because there's a camera there. Assume every elderly person has a Ring camera these days. They all do. Most people do. 95%.
I have I got like a million cameras where I'm at, and I mean you never know,
friends,
right? You know who knows, Ranson? But if I get a notification if someone comes to my door, and that
would scare me. I would be scared to have all these notifications going off around my home. I mean, hey, peace of mind and all that. But the fact that, and think of this too, the fact that you have to pay for a subscription when you already buy the item with a camera on it, you have to pay a subscription for it to save, which took them days, if not over a week, to get that back end video.
Right. And I think it was probably just an oversight, because obviously the Guthrie family has done well financially. But I just paid it was like $8 or something for my monthly fee. And obviously I've got all the videos from the last month anytime anyone walks by my door. In this case, if that had been the case, then they would have, I think, a lot more video.
Right. And Teslas have cameras on them too. Yeah. Parked on the road. There was one time where I just briefly tapped someone's car.
Right.
And the first thing I did was actually looked around. This is before I even barely moved out here. But I briefly looked around, no Teslas around here. Right. No Teslas. And I went, do I really need to do anything? There's no damage, but it's just there's no Teslas. Right. So they can't see me. But there's cameras all around those things, like 8 or 9.
Yeah. Oh, it's,
and I'm sure we'll find out more about that in the David case as well, coming up with that whole situation, which is heating up right now. But we really hope for the best for this. And every day it seems like there's a new update, but it's gotten a little cold. It's gone a little cold. Yes. Well, let's move on to comments now. Bringing up our comments here. Yeah, I'm just, everyone is always saying, you know, like, where do we go with this? Where do we go? But where do you go if it's just a cold case?
It is. Yeah.
Mary Brown, I really hope this video can help with finding Nancy. Me too. I think that this could be a big clue for them. I really do. Native said the cars should be the suspect or witness.
Good.
Right. I mean, even people that have been driving around that night. Did you notice anything suspicious? Cars just sitting on the side of the road.
Right. I hadn't thought of that. The FBI might want to find those people just to ask them what they saw.
Imagine the headache of being an FBI agent, trying to like go every route. I feel like I would just lose all track of everything.
Endless possibilities of things to do.
Cynthia Golden, Nancy Grace is saying something not adding up. None of these online media are helping. I mean, everyone's kind of saying the same thing. Nothing's adding up right now. We haven't gotten any new notes either. I mean, the sheriff hasn't had a press conference in I don't know how long. It's leave something to be desired. Seniors Hangout, FBI isn't helping. I read too. I mean, it depends on where you look. We don't know. Most people don't even know what's really going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Harvey has, honestly, he's spoken with the FBI. He's been helping with them, and he gave a great, in-depth behind the scenes of how the FBI is working on Two Angry Men last Friday. So you can go watch that. You know, FBI is doing everything they can. If they had more resources, or if they had more, I feel like they're using all their resources. To be honest.
I think so.
Bacardi, so much wasted energy and unnecessary distraction from ransom notes. I mean, they have to look at everything, so those notes were important.
Right, you would hate to assume they were not real, and then you find out they are.
Exactly. That's why I always thought that they should have paid the money. Right. Like, why not take a shot in the dark, hope it works? If you don't, then you regret it the rest of your life.
Right.
Poker junkie, loose lips, sink ships.
It's true.
Yes, and that will happen. I really do believe that someone's going to be the one to do this, to open this whole case apart.
I hope so too.
NGJV, this vid being in the area would mean that most of the cars should be from the area. Wouldn't seem too hard to find the one that is definitely, because I've been to Phoenix, Arizona, and that's a place where I think people are traveling, but Tucson on the countryside, you don't go out there if you're not from that area.
Right. Yep. Good point.
Yeah. J-Dog, last comment here. That car is either a Honda SUV, Kia, or a Volvo XC90 SUV. Hey, good eye there.
Car guys will be able to.
Car guys can definitely eye these things. Yeah. Well, we will come back tomorrow, hopefully with new updates. We say that all the time, but we really hope for that. So thank you, everybody.
Bye, guys.